Uncovered. Hogan, that's his third down conversion. Back to him they go. The flea flicker. Brady to the end zone, and it's a New England touchdown. Right back to Hogan again.
And he's just trying to hold on for dear life, and they've caught him a few times. Play action, Ryan throws, middle of the field, and wow, what a catch! Jones gets flipped and hangs on. Unbelievable grab by Julio Jones. And Jake Ryan, who was in on the stop, and there's Gunter, who went low to take the legs out. Ryan comes away injured on that play.
Good evening and welcome to this week's edition of Tigers Roar with Jordy Hultberg. I'm Tommy Christ, and Super Bowl 51 is upon us. Signing day right around the corner. Jordy, good evening. How are you?
That's great. Great to be with you. Yeah, 1 week away from National Signing Day, absolutely. And then we've got one more weekend off the Pro Bowl. I know you're excited about that.
I will not watch 1 minute
Drew
of the
Brees
Pro
is
Bowl.
in it. Drew Brees is in it. There's a bunch of ex-LSU Tigers in it. We'll go through that later on. Then the Super Bowl in Houston.
It's all about recruiting. Coach Ed Orgeron, very confident. He's been speaking all over the place that he thinks they're going to finish strong and do well. Southern Lab linebacker Chris Allen reaffirms his commitment to Alabama, which is good in a way. I know LSU fans don't want to lose guys. Well,
okay.
If you're another linebacker, you know he's not coming. If you're Ed Orgeron, you're like, that's not a piece of the puzzle we're going to get.
I'd rather have that horse in the barn.
Well, but you now you know you got to go get some other horses to put in the barn because you don't have any doubt anymore about what he's going to do. Although I was told they are still going to try to flip his mind because nothing's official.
That's right.
So Wednesday, February 1, when the paperwork is done.
That is
correct. We have seen.
He said probably closed.
We have seen over the years guys change their minds at the not the 11th hour, but at the final minute. So
And you talk to all these recruiting analysts, and they all have different versions of what they think is going to happen. And I think there's some trepidation. This thing could either be really, really good, or it could head south in a hurry. You just don't know.
Well, it's like there's at least 92 million mock drafts before the NFL draft. Mm-hmm. And,
how often do those come right?
Well, if you have that many of them, somebody's going to be kind of right, okay? Mm-hmm. Well, with recruiting, and there are a lot of people that do a lot of hard work.
A lot of it.
A lot of time and effort into this recruiting stuff, and then they offer their opinions and analysis and observation, and they're not all going to be right, they're not all going to be wrong, but it is kind of funny. And for the 27 years I've been in the media, I've never been one of those into the recruiting thing. I follow it on the surface. I got some good people I'll call if I got a question.
That's all I do.
Someone asks me a question, I don't know the answer. I say, well, but let me check with somebody.
I get the experts in, but I've learned these four and five and 3-star people, you just don't know how they're going to pan out. Some pan out because, as I've said before, they're being told right now, we need you, we got to have you, you're the greatest thing ever. Then they sign on the dotted line, you're not worth a plug nickel, you got to earn your keep, you're going to have to beat this guy out and this guy out. Some do, some can handle it, some can't.
Well, that 3-star, 4-star, 5-star thing, I think it's right more than it's wrong. And then there are times when anybody can figure out that the guy's a 4 or 5-star. So, it's that unknown, just like the signing class. They're going to sign 25, 26 kids. If you count the 6 spring and early enrollees, there'll be 25 or 26. 4 or 5 of them are never going to play it down at LSU. Some of them are going to be all conference. Some of them are going to transfer. I mean, we've seen enough data to be able to predict basically how it's going to go.
So if they had recruiting services back in your time as a pitcher, how many stars would you have been?
Maybe 1.
No, come on.
Well, I'd have been a couple of stars. I had some good stuff on the mound.
Come on.
You were a 5-star.
Absolutely.
Booster. Yeah, well, no, I'd have probably, seriously, probably been a 3-star.
Okay.
Because I had a pretty good changeup, pretty good breaking ball, and I could think a little bit out there.
Okay.
Maybe ahead of some guys.
So you'd have been like a Jacob Hester and then just blossomed.
Yeah, I blossomed in Hammond, all right.
It's 3-star.
7.5 years to get out of
It's all
school.
subjective. We're going to have a recruiting analyst on the program tonight.
Tell us who it is. He's coming up in about 5 minutes, so don't go anywhere, but give us the lowdown.
Used to work with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. Now he's with SEC Country. Sam Spiegelman will join us. He's very, very in the know on these kind of things, and he'll share his opinion. We'll go through a list of names and get his crystal ball vision as to if they're coming to LSU or not.
And also tonight, we're going to have a lot of LSU stuff for you. We got some players down at the Senior Bowl. Huge week in Mobile. All 32 NFL teams are represented, and it probably more. The game on Saturday is whatever, but the individual meetings, the interviews, the practice, the skills display. That's when these evaluators of talent, coaches, front office people,
far more important.
All 32 NFL teams. Yeah. A lot of those people even leave for the game. They got something more important to be doing, but they're gathering a lot of information. Of course, the Saints are down there, as are the rest of the NFL teams. We got a little bit of basketball for you. Yeah, it's ugly, and we know they're tangling with Florida right now, so we understand that. That's the beauty of TV, right? We're going to hear from Mickey Loomis tonight. Some interesting comments this week. LeBron James, they lost to the Pelicans.
Frustrated.
Cavaliers not doing well since January 1. They're about a 500 club.
LeBron needs to chill. They'll be fine.
Yeah, he came out. So
he does this every year. This is his way of motivating his team. They'll be fine.
Are you trying to tell me the king knows when to speak?
He knows exactly what he's doing.
Yeah, it's well calculated?
Well calculated. He does it every year.
It will probably be effective?
Yeah, and he's going to come up. He's going to take about a week off shortly, as he does every year, and then he'll come back, and come May and June, Cleveland will be right where they want to be.
We'll have all of that and much more in tonight's program for you. A lot of Louisiana flavor in the Super Bowl. We'll talk about that. We'll talk a little bit about the Super Bowl. Jordy mentioned we'll have Sam Spiegelman from SEC Country with us a little bit later on. Ronnie Rance, Sports Choice Radio, Sports Choice TV, and the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. We'll get some thoughts from him. LSU baseball gets practice underway this week. They're ranked real high everywhere you look.
Everywhere.
We'll take a break. When we come back, Sam Spiegelman. He will join us and talk LSU recruiting. We know that's what you want to hear with signing day so close, so that's what we're going to bring to you right after this pause. On Pelican Sports TV, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans. On the internet at PelicanSportsTV.com, Cox Cable, AT&T, Uverse. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Krysan, stay with us.
Spread the roar.
Here at Rejuva-Me Medical, we strive to accomplish a more youthful you. We specialize in the most advanced techniques of testosterone replacement therapy in men, bioidentical hormone replacement in women, IV therapy, and nutritional support along with the state-of-the-art cosmetics procedures. Experience a network of trainers and health coaches offering diet and nutritional plans tailored to you. Call us today to schedule your free consultation to discuss your individual needs and goals. Look like you live younger.
Creel Tree Service is a licensed and insured tree service providing tree and stump removal, topping, trimming, cabling, pruning, and fertilizing. We have free stump removal with takedowns, free estimates, affordable rates, and senior citizens discounts. Call 774-TREE. That's 774-8733. Get your yard ready for the warmer weather. If it deals with a tree, call me, Creel Tree Service, 774-8733. That's 774-TREE.
Perkins Road Veterinary Hospital is a full-service veterinary hospital committed to your pet's health. We offer advanced diagnostic and therapeutic medical services, laser surgery, dog and cat diets, and treats, along with stress-free boarding. Dr. Ritchie sees patients for routine checkups to keep your loved ones happy, also advanced medical and surgical cases. We have separate condos for cat boarding and large climate-controlled canine boarding. Our boarding dogs get to have fun in a very large play yard several times a day. Laser therapy is a service that we offer to heal wounds and help our patients that suffer from chronic pain. Laser therapy is a wonderful adjunct treatment for neurologic and arthritic pain with no side effects. Your pets are family members and deserve the best and highest quality of care. Dr. Ritchie and his staff greatly respect the human-animal bond and are committed to exceeding your expectations.
Look Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. Beautiful views of Cypress Lake. 1, 2, 3-bedroom apartments are available. Stop by and see Cypress Lake Apartments. Give them a call at 225-293-6789 or visit online, cypresslake-apartments.net.
Continue with Tigers Roar. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Krysan with you. Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans, all over the world on the internet.
That's scary.
PelicanSportsTV.com. Time to talk some recruiting. That's what it's all about as we near National Signing Day. Jordy Hultberg, introduce our guest.
Works with the Atlanta Journal-Constitution. SEC Country handles recruiting. It's our good friend Sam Spiegelman on the line. Sam, good evening. How are you?
Doing well, guys. How about yourself?
All right, well, look at that. Look, there you are, man. Got the football helmet in your hand. All right, so we're a week away from National Signing Day. LSU with 20 commitments. Should LSU fans have some nervous trepidation at this point in time?
You know, I really think that they could. You know, there's a chance that LSU pulls out a top 5 class, satisfies all the positions of need, and we go into February 2nd, you know, sweating for absolutely no reason. But there's also a doomsday scenario where, you know, Marvin Wilson gets, you know, caught up at Florida State or Ohio State, that LSU fails to land another blue-chip defensive lineman. They're stuck with 1, maybe 2 linebackers, you know, after losing 3 of their starters from this season. But they lose a second running back from the state, and that maybe they just miss out on some of the state's top remaining uncommitted prospects that not only just don't go to LSU but end up at rival schools. So there's definitely that doomsday scenario. But with that being said, you know, there are a certain number of dominoes that can still likely fall that'll benefit LSU by next week.
Sam Spiegelman, SEC Country. I don't ever recall, and look, I know there was a coaching change, and we understand all that took place and how when that happens, everything's off the table. To be where LSU is right now, though, I can't remember as much speculation, anticipation, and flat-out worry with 1 week to go before signing day.
No, and I'm glad you made that point. I'm actually working on something right now where, you know, last year there was a couple of announcements where a few 5- and 4-star guys were deciding between LSU and a few other, you know, big-time schools, but really, LSU had its sights set on one guy, and they got him, Chris Fulton, a 5-star cornerback out of Rummel in New Orleans. And that was it. It was a very non-dramatic signing day, and most of the big guys had already fallen into place. There were a few surprises, but nothing major. All the major dominoes had already fallen. This year, going in with 20, and if they pick up another 1, maybe 2, that still leaves between 5 and 7 commits, potentially, for next Wednesday. That starts at, you know, 8, 9 in the morning, all the way until the faxes roll into Baton Rouge. And these are not just, you know, fillers. You know, the 3-star guys are already embedded in this class. From here on out, it's 4 and largely 5-star guys, and they're all positions of need because they're linebackers that are waiting till signing day to announce. There's defensive linemen waiting till signing day to announce. These are blue-chip wide receivers waiting to announce. And we honestly, like I said in the start, they could very easily wind up in Baton Rouge because that's how it's looking at this point. But there's also those ones that are in for surprises, and they end up going where we don't expect them to go.
Sam, question for you. We all know that Ed Orgeron, one of his calling cards for many years has been the ability to recruit from the East Coast to the West Coast and all the different stops he's had as a coach. As you're out there following this daily, each and every minute, what kind of feedback are you getting from the players, the families, the high school coaches about Ed Orgeron and his staff as they're out there recruiting for LSU?
Well, you're right, and you hit it right in the head. You know, wherever he's been a fantastic recruiter. And, you know, when he got the job or he was in consideration for the job, that's one of the things that, you know, definitely worked in Coach O's favor is that he can recruit the heck out of most guys, and he does so in the state of Louisiana, but also nationally, which is not something that was always the case under Coach Miles. On the recruiting trail, high school coaches love Coach Orgeron. especially in Louisiana. But also, it's a national thing. He's got LSU not only in the mix for Louisiana guys this next week into signing day, but in Georgia, in Florida, in Texas, in Mississippi. This is not just we're waiting to see who the top guys in Louisiana and where they wind up. We're waiting to see where 11 guys over 4, 5, 6 different states wind up. And so far, it's all positive reviews. Anyone who has an offer or is considering choosing LSU a week from today or in between has a highest of respect for Coach Orgeron. Most of the recruits wanted him to be the head coach. You know, when the rumors were swirling that Tom Herman would be the guy or Jimbo Fisher was the guy, they said that's great. We hope Coach O is at least on staff because of what he did for LSU and the way he recruited while he was a position coach, while he was a recruiting coordinator, and as the interim head coach.
All right, Sam, as we are talking right now on a Wednesday evening, a running back that's high on LSU's list, but he's also high on a bunch of other lists, says he's going to make his announcement of where he wants to go to school Thursday at 5 p.m. He has a recruiting official visit set up for LSU this weekend. Doesn't that lead me to believe that he's saying he's coming to LSU, or am I just crazy thinking that way?
Well, you're not crazy, but there's a lot more to the story than meets the eye. When Travis Etienne got his LSU offer December 27th, it came on the heels of 5-star running back Cam Akers announcing the Florida State. But from that point on, that late LSU offer, whether it came in December of 2016 or December of 2015, we thought Etienne, the Louisiana product, was obviously going to wind up at LSU. He scheduled his official visit this weekend back then, and I got a chance to catch up with him a few weeks ago in Jennings, and he said, I grew up dreaming of scoring touchdowns in Death Valley. Well, it's hard to blame him for that, but on top of the late LSU offer came a late Clemson offer, one that intrigued him so much that his former leading school, the school he was one time committed to, Texas A&M, he canceled his official visit there. He went to Clemson instead, and by all accounts, everything I'm hearing as of today and all this drama surfacing, that official visit went just as well as it could have went for Travis Etienne, and that is hence, all the bubbling that Clemson could be in the mix. The question is whether if he's still on par to go to LSU this weekend. He's coming off an in-home visit with Coach O, Coach Canada, and Jabbar DeLucas, primary recruiter. So you could make the case the official visit went great. He's going to Clemson, and he might not even make it to Baton Rouge this weekend. Or you can make the case that Coach Orgeron, finished the job. He got Etienne on board, and he didn't even need to wait till after his official visit or signing day. He's ready to be a Tiger. Well, he's going to be a Tiger.
Yeah, which one?
We don't know whether it's going to be an LSU Tiger or a Clemson Tiger, though.
And we find this case with all these players. It's not like it's LSU versus Podunk U. It's in the case of Jacob Phillips, it's LSU Oklahoma. In the case of Willie Gay, it's LSU Mississippi State. And other words, they're the other linebacker, Tyler Taylor, out of Georgia. Out of those three in that position of need, after losing Dylan Moses, after losing Chris Allen, both to Alabama, how many of those three do you think LSU gets? And just how hard is it going to be to flip those guys away from the schools that obviously were near and dear to them?
There's a scenario where LSU ends up with all three of those linebackers, Jordy. And there's an equally likely scenario where they end up with 0 of them. And the more I think about it, the more I can come up with either one of those doomsday strategies. And I think that if that's the case, maybe they wind up with 2 or 1 of them. 3 of them, again, is on the table. They're all different cases. Jacob Phillips is committed to Oklahoma. He's been that way since October. He went on this unofficial visit to LSU this past weekend. It was on his family's dime. He knows the message. He can play week 1 against BYU in Houston. He knows that his future is probably brighter if he goes through Baton Rouge. What's holding him back? According to my sources, he feels that he should be loyal in this scenario. He feels that he should honor the Oklahoma coaches. He's developed relationships with the Oklahoma commitments, and that's what's holding him back right now. He's expected to finalize his plans probably by Sunday or Monday. It's not going to be a National Signing Day dramatic situation.
Okay.
But right now, if he had to pick, I think it would be Oklahoma, but I'm still not ruling out LSU flipping him. He's the top guy in their linebacker board.
Wow.
Willie Gay. It's an interesting situation with Willie Gay. LSU has always been a finalist for him. One of the top linebackers in the country. Reminds me so much of Dylan Moses in so many different ways, which is a little bit, ironic, when you look at the big picture. But Willie Gay right now is leaning toward LSU. He's very outward about that. He said at the U.S. Army All-American Bowl to me, tell him Willie Gay is on the way as soon as Monty Rice decommitted, because it's such a great opportunity for linebackers at LSU with that depth chart, and for a blue-chip four-star guy from Mississippi, he could play right away. Why not? It has all the ingredients. The holdup, of course, his mom, who lives in Starkville, apparently wants Willie to stay close to home, and what's closer than Mississippi State?
Right.
Of course, Willie has ties to Louisiana, and if its decision is his and his alone, I think it winds up being LSU. But Mom always, reigns supreme in these situations, so there's also a chance he could just stay home and stay in Mississippi. Finally, Tyler Taylor, I actually spoke to his mother today, and there's two big issues with Tyler Taylor, and one favors each of his finalists, LSU and Auburn. Opportunity, checkmark LSU. Obviously, we just keep talking about LSU lost 3 of their starting 4 linebackers from this past season. Tyler can compete and climb the depth chart pretty quickly in Baton Rouge. Having said that, he's from Buford, Georgia, and Auburn is just over 2 hours away from Buford. Baton Rouge is 8.5 hours away. And his mom, if she wants him to be close to home, it's really not much of a decision. So Tyler Taylor is expected to make a decision at any point between now and signing day, is weighing the idea of staying closer to home and competing at Auburn, who has been recruiting him longer than LSU, versus the opportunities that could be down the line at LSU being developed by Dave Aranda.
All right, well, there's plenty more names we're going to go through, so if you don't mind, sit tight. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back with more from Sam Spiegelman, talking recruiting SEC country here on Tigers Roar.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
If you've been injured in an accident and you won your case, we can get you your cash fast.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
If you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, Penn Funding can get you paid in one lump sum.
Instead of my small monthly payments, Penn Funding got me my money when I needed it the most.
Turn your small monthly settlement payments into one large cash payoff right now. If your case is settled, you qualify. And no one can get your money faster than Penn Funding. There's no risk, obligation, or out-of-pocket cost when you make this life-changing call.
I called, answered the questions, and received my cash payoff quickly.
Need cash for your children, to fix your car, pay the bills. If your case is settled and you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, it's your money. Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-825-1325, 800-825-1325.
Continue with Tigers Roar. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Chrysan with you. We continue our visit with Sam Spiegelman.
Sam, we talked about some of these linebackers, but there's an equal need for a couple of guys that like to rush the quarterback that are kind of similar to what LSU has in an Arden Key, and that's K'Lavon Chaisson and Marcavius Bryant. Two similar players, correct? Where does LSU stand with them?
Yeah, this has kind of been an interesting last couple of weeks in regards to those two edge rushers, because both entered their official visits at LSU with LSU trailing in their recruitment. You know, K'Lavon Chaisson, I was told, was 60-40 Texas to LSU before his official visit, and Marcavius Bryant was out and open. Georgia was 1, Auburn was 2, and LSU was a close third right behind them before he went to LSU last weekend. But in the aftermath of Chaisson's visit, where he was hosted by Arden Key, he would be groomed to succeed Arden Key and possibly play alongside him in certain downs and distances. Apparently has LSU out in front. That's according to sources close to him. He went to Texas the week after. He's in Colorado now, and he's going to head to Gainesville before signing day. But let's just consider LSU and Texas the two teams to beat. Many consider Texas the team to beat because, of course, he's from the Lone Star State. Apparently Mama wanted him to stay in the state. But the two things that he was looking for, his major and winning over Mom, apparently happened during his visit in Baton Rouge, the best visit according to people close to him. And I think LSU winds up nabbing his commitment come signing day, even though there's obviously the way that you can see that Texas wins out, they're going to go in-home with him very soon.
Mm-hmm.
LSU will also follow suit with him, and I believe will be his last in-home visit before signing day. On the other end, Marcavius Bryant, another Under Armour All-American edge rusher, was at LSU this past weekend, again hosted by Arden Key. And Arden Key told him, hey, Marcavius, I was in the same exact situation you were just a couple of years ago, one of the top recruits out of Georgia. Everyone penciled him in to Georgia's recruiting class. But Arden Key chose to be different. He was recruited by Ed Orgeron at the time, and he wound up coming to LSU and leading the team in sacks this past season. I think that really resonated with Marcavius, who left his official visit raving about Coach O, raving about Baton Rouge, and from a football perspective is really intrigued to kind of turn LSU into this pass rush U, where we're going to have another nickname on the team. Right now, you know, Ed Orgeron tried to follow up that official visit with an in-home visit with him last night. His coach said it went, again, really well, and LSU is coming on super strong down the stretch. And I think we're going to be in for a little bit of a surprise next week. I think LSU can get not one, but two of the best guys coming off the edge in the entire country and really put together just a dominant front seven with Chaisson and Bryant coming off the edge after Arden Key comes and goes.
Interesting. I always say you got to win games up front. That's where Alabama's so good. Offensive line, defensive line. We know about Tyler Shelvin from Notre Dame of Crowley. We're talking about Wilson. We're talking about Mathis, one from Texas, one from Neville High School in New Orleans, up in North in Monroe, excuse me. What are the chances? How strong are LSU's chances for both of those?
For both, I would not say extremely high.
Okay.
And that's just because over the last several days I've been hearing that Fedarian Mathis is very high coming off his visit to Tuscaloosa. He did so with a bunch of Louisiana kids. And basically, you know, these are the final pieces of Alabama's recruiting class. They picked up a kicker from Mandeville earlier today, and they only have so many spots left. But I'm told that Jeremy Pruitt really loves Mathis, and the feeling is mutual. You know, what's going to really be the determining factor, I think, is Alabama's going to go in-home tomorrow with Aubrey Solomon out of Georgia, who's also being recruited by Michigan. If Michigan gets Solomon, then you have to expect that Nick Saban gets his guy and gets Fedarian Mathis, who I'm told, again, is very high coming off his Alabama visit. As far as Marvin Wilson goes, he's named his top five, but it's Florida State and LSU, and Ohio State right now is a close third. As confident as Florida State feels, LSU feels equally as confident. I'm told that his official visit in Baton Rouge went as well as possible. You know, some of the side things to keep in mind is he really wants to play with K'Lavon Chaisson, and LSU is the only school that they're both considering. And I just think his mom has ties to Louisiana. Coach Orgeron has been recruiting him not only the longest, but the hardest. And he's recruiting him, he's recruiting mom, he's recruiting his brother, he's recruiting his friends. You want to talk about Coach Orgeron, the recruiter. Marvin Wilson is the prime example of just how hard he's going for this five-star defensive tackle who could play all over LSU's defensive line and get tutored by Pete Jenkins in his first year and really turn out to be one of the better defensive linemen on that team instantly.
If he came to LSU, would he be the pick of the litter out of this recruiting class?
Absolutely.
Okay.
LSU has a bunch of commitments from defensive linemen. Justin Thomas, three-star out of Alabama, is already enrolled. Three-star out of Alabama, Neil Farrell is committed. I have him on my flip watch heading into his Florida State visit. They also have Tyler Shelvin, who is a massive man and probably is going to be just a real great fit at LSU down the stretch, and also Aaron Moffitt, an underrated athlete as a defensive end position. But Marvin Wilson has a unique motor for a 330-pounder. I think his desire to be so good can't be understated, and I think that extra, intensity and chip on his shoulder that he practices and works out with is really going to resonate well with Pete Jenkins and Coach O, being under the tutelage of two of the best defensive line minds over the last several decades.
Sam Spiegelman, SEC Country. Todd Harris, safety out of Plaquemine. Here's another, LSU, Alabama. Where are you leaning on his recruitment?
Yeah, so I got a chance to catch up with Todd yesterday, and he was really encapsulated by his visit to Tuscaloosa. I mean, he'll say it out in the open, Nick Saban is a GOAT, and that matters to defensive backs, especially ones from Louisiana. I tend to kind of liken it to Landon Collins. If LSU were to lose Todd Harris to Alabama and have to play against that kind of all-pro safety over the next couple of years. Having said that, LSU is gonna find a way to get Todd Harris in this class. I believe he was very assertive when talking about what he knows Coach Orgeron is saying to him, that he knows that Coach Corey has a plan for him, that Dave Aranda wants him to be a part of the blueprint for defense. I think when it's all said and done, Alabama has made a fantastic late push for Todd Harris. You also can't rule out TCU. Todd's listening to every school and giving every school an equal chance, but he's always wanted to play for LSU. He grew up dreaming of playing for the Tigers, and it's DBU for a reason. And Todd Harris, if he wants to have a role in one of the best secondaries in the country, knows that he has to do so right down the road at LSU.
Sam, is there some other name out there that we're not thinking of or that's coming out of the clear blue sky that we don't know about that LSU's after?
They're recruiting a couple of guys that, these aren't 4- and 5-star guys. There's guys like Amik Robertson, the kid from Thibodeau, who's being recruited as a nickel safety, maybe a punt returner at LSU. Guys like Marlon Williams, a 3-star Alabama wide receiver, former Southern California commit. And then guys like Nico Collins, a 4-star Alabama wide receiver. One of the better receivers in the country, a top 150 player. LSU is certainly in the mix. He made a couple of surprise visits to Baton Rouge after Damian Craig really amped up his recruitment. I don't project any of these guys in this class, but, like we spoke about, there are these doomsday scenarios where they don't get 3 or 4 linebackers, where they don't get both edge rushers or Travis Etienne tomorrow, and maybe Marvin Wilson winds up in Florida State and Mathis ends up in Alabama. At that point, they have to go to their second level of options, and Marlon Williams and Amik Robertson could end up in this class if there's room. They want to take 27 guys, so for now that means there's 7 spots to fill. They could always try to save those spots, but it doesn't make sense if they got to pad their depth in a lot of key areas.
One more question, Sam, before we let you get out of here. Do you think there's some winks and some nods and these players are saying, look, I want to come to LSU, but please don't say anything. Let me make a big splash on signing day?
I definitely think that's the case, and that's part of the reason why LSU is confident in their chances.
Okay.
Some of these blue-chip guys that are still taking their official visits, trying to take 4 or 5 before February 1st. before they leave, they have these one-on-one conversations with the coaching staff, and they tell them straight up what they're thinking, what their mindset is, and from there, the coaching staff has to decide whether we have to keep going in home because he's undecided, or can we maybe, relax a little bit on the pressure. I think that they get the hint that some of these guys are leaning a certain way, and they come up with a plan of attack for the remaining days in the contact period, which ends on Sunday. And for others, maybe they already know that, hey, this guy is heading to Alabama. This guy is sticking with Oklahoma. Sometimes they get that sense, and that's either they have to pick up their recruitment or turn their attention to another prospect at the position. So I think LSU has an idea of who's coming in, at least maybe 4 or 5 spots out of the final 7. And the other ones can honestly be completely up to chance and leave for a little bit of drama come February 1st.
Sam, tell the folks how they can keep up with you.
They can do so on Twitter, at Sam Spiegs, at SAMSPIEGS. It's going to be a very busy week of tweets, I can promise them that. And they can check out daily recruiting updates on SECCountry.com/LSU. I promise, and there's not only just daily recruiting notebooks at this time of the year, it is nonstop updates, breaking news, everything that the recruiting fans want and know is readily available there.
Thank you very much, Sam.
You're the best, man. Thank you so much. We greatly appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
All right, you too.
Hey, Jordy, a couple notes for you. Tre'Davious White has left Senior Bowl practice with an ankle injury. Not good. I don't know the extent of it.
Get ready for his pro day at LSU.
Check your favorite source. Also, you ready for this?
No.
Les Miles to serve as guest analyst on ESPNU Signing Day Special.
I think
You have no reaction to that?
I don't think he's good television, personally.
No, they'll find that out there.
Yeah, I don't think he's good television. Love you, Les. I don't think you're good at television.
Speaking of television, Brent Musburger has decided to retire. He'll call a basketball game next week. That's going to be it.
Kentucky, Georgia.
Is that what it is?
Georgia at Kentucky, yes.
Moving to Vegas to start a gambling service.
With his family.
Yeah, how about that?
Look, people have their opinions on everybody. I think Brent Musburger's terrific. He's called
he's a Hall of Famer.
He's called more big-time event. I mean, CBS with the Final Four, the Masters, all those things, Super Bowls. They started the NFL Today, which was the first pregame, halftime, and postgame show of the NFL on television. He was the host of that. He's done an unbelievable career, and I've met him. He's a nice, nice man.
Announcers are subjective. I mean, what I think's good, you may not care for, or vice versa. And I've kind of went back and forth over the years with Musburger. There's times I'm thinking, man, that guy's he's it. And there's other times I'm like, well, whatever. But again, it's very, very subjective. But he's a Hall of Famer. He has seen countless great sporting events, sports moments.
He's done bigger and better sporting events than you and I will ever dream of. And that's why I respect him.
His calling card, you are looking live.
Yeah.
He would say that as a camera would pan a wide shot of a stadium or an arena.
Think about it. Dick Enberg's retired. Vin Scully's retired. Vern Lundquist has retired. And now Brent Musburger.
That's 5 pretty good ones.
4 pretty good, yeah.
Vin Scully, my favorite there.
Yeah. We didn't get enough chance to see enough of him.
Well, no,
or hear enough of him. He's not in L.A. doing radio.
This past year, I listened to a lot of Dodgers games. Not that I was all about the Dodgers, but just to hear Vin Scully do a game by himself.
He's in movies, man. He's good.
Yeah. But anyway, Brent Musburger. There's some people will be glad to hear that. Some people will say, "Hey, we're going to miss."
That's right. Yeah.
We're going to miss.
Hey, all I can say is if you don't like them, you try and walk in their shoes and do it. It ain't easy.
Well, I'm glad you said that.
It's not easy.
I was in a conversation with a person last week who's a youngster in this business, and you and I got a bunch of decades put together doing it. I said, it may look easy, and I'm talking about people maybe far better than us. It's not. You've done a lot of announcing. I've done a lot of announcing, and we make mistakes just like everybody else makes mistakes. But the key to it is preparation. But it's not as easy as some people who have never done it may think.
Doing this is one thing. Doing radio is another thing. You do that first ESPN game, and I've done some of those, that's a whole different level of pressure. Because there are people listening. And it's not easy. You've got to be prepared for everything and anything. And one of the games I did, it was during some terrorist situations, and there was a bomb threat at the Pit in Albuquerque. And I was doing the game, and they had to clear the arena. In our ear, they said, look, Don't say anything. Don't act nervous. 2 minutes before the half, but we're clearing the arena at halftime. Everybody's got to get out. There's a bomb threat. So we do it. We say, we'll throw it into the studio. And so we all leave, get out. An hour later, they bring the dogs in. Some ingenious college kid went and bought about 100 boxes of pizza, sold them, scalped them, and made a fortune. Anyway, we come back in to do the game. Everybody comes back. Nobody left. It was like 15,000 people before. 15,000 people came in, and we act like nothing happened.
Wow, that's pretty interesting. I didn't know that. I did a game on national TV a couple of years ago, Southland Conference Baseball Tournament Championship, and I literally spent several days in Baton Rouge preparing notes, reviewing the teams in the tournament. Got up there the day before to watch the semifinals, studied in my hotel room before I went out to the park, watched the semifinals. Of course, then I knew who was in the championship game, and it was like a 1 or a 2 o'clock first pitch on Saturday, and I knew that very late Friday night. I don't even think I slept. I just studied those two teams as hard as I could for 7 or 8 hours. Like you said, all of a sudden you got the Mike Flanks as ESPN, and boom.
Do that for 65 games. Like the hardest thing I ever did, Jefferson Pilot SEC basketball tournament. 4 games in one day.
Oh, that's brutal.
4 games. Tom Hammond and I, 4 games in one day.
Brutal.
It was at that 4th game came. I was like,
you need to get a star in your column for
just
that
come
one.
on. Let's get the. Please don't go to overtime. I was begging.
I have done numerous games in a day, and
it's hard.
It'll whip you. You are ready for a long.
You're beyond
sleep
fatigue.
This
is a breeze.
We'll come back and have continued this breeze, and we'll talk a little bit about some LSU football players down at the Senior Bowl. Some interviews we have for you. And again, Tre'Davious White, some type of ankle injury. I apologize for not having any further information. Check your favorite source a little bit later on or first thing in the morning. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Krysan, Tigers Roar, Baton Rouge, Lafayette, New Orleans. Internet at PelicanSportsTV.com. Stay with us.
Hello. Hola. Ni hao.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
If you've been injured in an accident and you won your case, we can get you your cash fast.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
If you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, Penn Funding can get you paid in one lump sum.
Instead of my small monthly payments, Penn Funding got me my money when I needed it the most.
Turn your small monthly settlement payments into one large cash payoff right now. If your case is settled, you qualify. And no one can get your money faster than Penn Funding. There's no risk, obligation, or out-of-pocket cost when you make this life-changing call.
I called, answered the questions, and received my cash payoff quickly.
Need cash for your children? To fix your car, pay the bills. If your case is settled and you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, it's your money. Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-825-1325, 800-825-1325.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Juvamie Medical, we strive to accomplish a more youthful you. We specialize in the most advanced techniques of testosterone replacement therapy in men, bioidentical hormone replacement in women, IV therapy, and nutritional support along with the state-of-the-art cosmetics procedures. Experience a network of trainers and health coaches offering diet and nutritional plans tailored to you. Call us today to schedule your free consultation to discuss your individual needs and goals. Look like you live younger.
Accord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Accord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Accord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Accord Eye Clinic, Vision Source. Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. Beautiful views of Cypress Lake. 1, 2, 3-bedroom apartments are available. Stop by and see Cypress Lake Apartments. Give them a call at 225-293-6789 or visit online, cypresslake-apartments.net.
Continue with Tigers Roar. Jody Hultberg, Tommy Chrysan with you. Thank you for watching. Original airing each week on a Wednesday night. If you're catching this Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, you have a rebroadcast going. But we appreciate you watching when you can. Thursday morning, mid-morning, it's available at youtube.com/Pelican Broadcast. And Jody, tell us all about Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. And you brought a little special to the table tonight.
You know, Mike is always coming up with things to try and make sure that you get the very best of the best. It's crawfish season. We've got Cajun Land, the complete crab, shrimp, and crawfish boil. Here's the deal. You buy a sack of live crawfish, Tremonti's will throw this in each and every time throughout the course of the year. You buy a sack, you don't have to worry about getting all the seasoning. See, this is right here. And that'll take care of a whole sack for you. It's delicious, it's nutritious, it's fabulous.
Of course, so many other things at Tremonti's.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, go to Tremonti's.com. It's their website. And it'll show you everything you can think. Look, the Super Bowl's coming up. Why not get a party platter from Tremonti's and pick it up on a Saturday? Boom, it's good to go the next day. Crawfish each and every day. They'll boil them up for you, which I highly recommend. Or you can get the live sack and do it yourself. We've got rotisserie chickens. We've got ribs. Their Chairman's Reserve beef, their prime is absolutely, I'll put it up against any steak in this city. In this city. The number 751-7665. Give them a call. Tell them this is what I'd like. And again, deer processing, they do it as well as anybody in the world. They do that each and every day as well. So you want something, they've got it at Tremonti's. Tremonti's.com.
Highly recommended. Yep, I'm still using the sprinkle spice on everything.
Absolutely.
No question about that. Senior Bowl down in Mobile. Mm-hmm. They always head it on down there. All 32 NFL teams represented. That means the Saints are there. Mm-hmm. And players from across the country, some from lower division schools, are all trying to do the interviews, do the meetings.
Right.
No, we're on the Senior Bowl. And we've got some interviews from the Senior Bowl. Some LSU players talking about things. And it was some interesting conversation for you. So without any further ado, here's some conversation from down in Mobile.
It was great. Coach Cannon has a great offensive mind, really creative, and taught me a lot conceptually about football, and learned a lot from him.
How do you think he'll do at LSU?
I think he'll do great. I'm excited to see what he'll do, and I know they got a lot of talent there, and to mix that with his scheme, I think will be really good.
What are you gonna follow them a little bit now?
Yeah, I always follow college football, and I'm sure they'll be in some big-time games, so those are always fun to watch.
What are your expectations here? I mean, what do you think you have to show them, the scouts?
Yeah, just that I can lead the team. I think that's the most important quality of a quarterback. I have good command, and I can make all the throws. So I'm looking forward to it.
What's the one thing you think that Coach Canada best taught you?
I think just to be creative, and then to stay in your own lane too, not try to do too much. As a quarterback, you got to be the leader. You got to know what everybody's doing, but you can't let that get you over extended, I guess. And you just got to focus on your own job as well.
Just getting a chance to meet with all the guys. Who's here playing in the games and to meet with different scouts. It's been a great process so far. I'm loving it, enjoying every moment, and just trying to take advantage of everything.
Who have you talked to so far? Which teams have expressed interest, and what have those interviews been like?
I talked to a number of different teams. I talked to about 10 or 15 teams since I've been here. They're all basically the same thing. They want to know background information on me. They want to know things about my family, about my personal life, my hobbies. It's just things like that.
Did you do any kind of preparation before you come here? A lot of times people play it out and prepare for these things.
Yeah, kind of. When I was at IMG, they prepped me real good. Some of the questions they were going to ask, some of the ways I need to, prepare myself, mentally and physically. My appearance when I'm talking to people, things I say, things I do with my hands, certain things.
Man, I'm just embracing it. I'm enjoying it. I'm just ready to compete. It's all about football.
You met with the Saints last night. What was it like to talk to them and kind of the conversation?
I didn't meet with them last night. It was the night before. Yeah.
What was it like?
It was normal conversation. A normal conversation between just like any other team. I'm just ready to get the football, man.
Were you a Saints fan growing up, or were you the Cowboys fan? Because I know you're being a football guy.
Honestly, I didn't watch football growing up, man. I only started watching football because when Morris Claiborne started playing for LSU, that's when I wanted to start watching. So that was about it.
A lot of people say you're the best cornerback here. What can you prove? What do you want to show to us?
I just want to leave no question marks, man. I'm out here to compete, so that's what coming from LSU, that's all we do. So I'm just ready to compete.
Do they seem interested in you as a punt returner too? Have they asked you about special teams?
Everybody's gonna play special teams if you're a D-back or you play receiver, so you're gonna be out there. So I just want to show them what I can do.
What is the kind of reputation among personnel people, the feeling you get about LSU's reputation when you talk to personnel people?
We put some of the best players in the league. We have a reputation of, we have a standard. So when we get to the NFL, they expect us, to be above. So, I want to do that. I just want to come out here and compete and perform well.
Have you spoken to like Debo or Quan? Some of the guys that have been here the last couple of years that have gone on to big things.
No, I haven't talked to them about it. I just watch those guys on Sundays, and I wish those guys the best, but we haven't talked about the same.
Did you see down there at the Senior Bowl in one of the practice sessions a little LSU Tulane battle?
Posick got in a little altercation
with the Green Wave guy. They had to get them apart and all that good stuff.
I get the funny feeling that Tre'Davious White's going to be all right. I think he's going to be a really, really good NFL player.
Yeah.
I really do.
I think he's got a lot of upside.
I really do.
We have some comments from Ethan Posick, the Tiger center, who's down there at the Senior Bowl. Here now is Ethan Posick talking at the Senior Bowl.
Not bad, not perfect.
For a guy who's projected to go pretty highly, Ethan, what are you trying to show out here?
Just really trying to get better. Compete. The best are out here, so just trying to earn a spot.
What is the competition like? How well did LSU prepare you for this?
Oh yeah, LSU prepared me great. SEC doesn't get any better, but these players are also really, really good players too. So it definitely prepared me.
I saw you going against some guys you played against too. Adams from Auburn. I mean, you lined up against that guy, so familiar faces.
Oh yeah, me and him have been going at it for a few years now, and it's fun. That guy's gonna play in the league a long time too. So this isn't anything new. It's a blessing.
Yeah, Shaq out here and Duke, having familiar faces out here. What's that mean?
Oh yeah, it's just family. Definitely family, brotherhood. We help each other. It's not even in the playbook. It's just seeing each other. Hey, how'd you do today? How's it going? Blah blah blah.
Ethan Posick, I guess the question is, what is his position? He reminds me a lot
he's not
of.
going to be a center.
He reminds me a lot of Andrew Whitworth, who has been in the league and has been in Pro Bowls year after year after. He's just a very intelligent player. I think he's played just about every position on the line. I think he's suited to be a tackle. To be honest with you, he puts on some more bulk. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, I would agree with that. We're going to take a break. Come back. We'll start a little run through the LSU athletic department. We got some basketball. We got some gymnastics. We'll mix Ronnie Rance in there with some baseball stuff. Paul Maneri's team expected to be very good. High expectations, highly ranked, all that good stuff. We'll do that and more when we continue with Tigers Roar on Pelican Sports TV. Stay with us.
It's a mail Since 1986, the family dental practice of Dr. Farrell Frugier, with state-of-the-art building and technology, and our highly trained staff, have been dedicated to providing care and treatment to our patients of all ages. The experience and advanced training in cosmetic and restorative dentistry, TMJ, and treatment of snoring and sleep apnea allows Dr. Frugier to assist you in achieving the best in dental health. Call us today at 225-292-9700 to schedule your initial evaluation, because we know how to make you smile.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name is Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
Tigers Roar rolling on here with Jordy Hellberg on Tommy Krysan. Remind you, 2 hours on a Wednesday night, 8 to 10 Louisiana time. That's the original air. Numerous replays throughout the state on Pelican Sports TV, WHNO TV Channel 20 out of New Orleans, ETEL cable system, and YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcast. And let's take a run through the LSU athletic department. Yeah, football's all in the middle of recruiting, but there's lots of other stuff going on. In a minute, we'll get to some gymnastic stuff. But first, basketball team tangling with Florida as we speak. Obviously, we're not watching. We're here. Basketball team continues to struggle a little bit. The guys just won't play defense. As you and I talked about last Saturday on the post-game show, keep in mind this Saturday, 3 p.m. post-game show.
That'll be after LSU with the SEC Big 12 Challenge. LSU at Texas Tech out there in Lubbock. And then back home against a very, very good team that plays a lot of defense in South Carolina. So lots of hurdles to cross, but it just takes one game where that ball goes through the net and you can turn things around. So let's wait and see, let this thing play out, and then we'll address it from there.
Yeah, Johnny Jones in his 5th year. lots of talk, lots of speculation. Like Jordy said, let's let this thing play out and see where it goes. It's certainly not what anybody wants out of LSU basketball, including you, a former player, who was also a coach for a year on the staff with Dale Brown. So, hey, let it play out. That's all you got to say.
Yeah.
All right. Gymnastics continues to do very, very well. Coach D.D. Bro, they picked up another win the other night against Texas Women's University, a dominating win, to say the very least, as they are now 3-0 overall, 2-0 in league play. Big meet coming up in Lexington against Kentucky coming up soon. We have got some comments for you and some highlights and a bunch of good stuff. Yeah, they're ranked number 2 in the nation. We got to talk about them, right?
Yeah.
Here, without any further ado, as we continue through the LSU Athletic Department with LSU Gymnastics.
Senior Ashley Natt scored a 9.925 on the floor and the beam. Sophomore Sarah Finnegan scored a 9.925 on the bars and the beam too. The Tigers competed in front of 11,532 fans, which is the 4th largest crowd in school history.
In light of the fact that it was so hard to get a 9-9 tonight, that I felt very, very good when the score went up and we ended up with a 197.475, almost a 97.5. I was very pleased with it. And I think the team was too. They had to dig down deep tonight.
Freshman and British Olympian Ruby Harold made her collegiate debut tonight, scoring a 9.875 on the bars.
It was nice to just kind of take a step back and just like stand on the outside and just see what it's all about, just because it's nothing like anything we have at home. But like I said, it was so good to just finally be out there, and I had so much fun, and yeah, it was a great experience.
The Tigers are now 3-0 for the season and earned their 23rd consecutive home win. Next, they will face Kentucky in Lexington on January 27th.
Well, it's nice to be competing in the SEC always, so it's great to be able to get on the road. This team loves to get on the road. We love to travel with each other and spend that kind of time together. So we're excited to get on the road, head to Kentucky, and just be able to really show everybody what we've been practicing and how hard we've been working. It's an environment that some people aren't really used to. I've only competed in Kentucky one time, and I know a lot of other girls on the team, about half the team hasn't even competed there at all. So it's a different environment, and that's always important to be able to translate how we're practicing into a different environment and something new for us.
I think anywhere you compete, like in an SEC arena, is amazing, and Alabama was just so fun. I feel like we've really made that like our crowd, and there were so many times that I would like look up and I couldn't like. You know, you like start to realize like I'm here, I'm doing gymnastics for such an amazing school, and I'm also competing at another huge SEC school. So it's just a good feeling to know that we can be on top at anywhere we compete.
Jordy, gymnastics has been quite a story for many years now. The second place finish in the nation last year, the rankings at 1-2 this year, now 2. Dee Dee, bro, I mean, she's done a great job for 40 years.
Amazing.
But it's been a real special story. Great to see the crowd out there. They've responded tremendously.
You know what I noticed? LSU's number 2. They've already competed against Alabama, number 4. They've got Kentucky coming at number 6, and they already beat Georgia at number 8. Tells me the SEC is loaded in gymnastics, as always.
It's loaded in like all sports.
It's amazing. It's amazing.
I'm sure there's some that they're not, but,
You know who celebrated a birthday this week? Affiliated with LSU Gymnastics?
No, I don't.
Turned 49 years old. Mary Lou Retton.
Really?
Mary Lou.
Isn't her daughter on
Her daughter's on the team.
Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that
Yeah,
part.
yeah.
49?
Yeah.
Little bitty Mary Lou?
Little bitty Mary Lou who nailed the perfect 10 in the Olympics
See,
when it
that's
counts.
back when people watched the Olympics because
Mm-hmm.
you didn't have sports on 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So I remember as a kid, I couldn't wait for the Winter Olympics
Yeah.
or the Summer
Yeah.
Olympics. We get to see.
What's really unusual is you saw the girl that competed for the British Olympic team. Normally these kids don't go to school. They're doing this competitive gymnastics when they're 12, 13 years old, and they go straight to the Olympics, and that's all she wrote. But good for her to come to get an education. That's great.
Yeah. All right, and of course, Beth Torina's softball team picked 3rd in the SEC.
That's all?
We can get a look at the softball graphic with Beth Torina's team. They're going to get going. They start playing a little bit before baseball. If you look at the coaches poll in the Southeastern Conference, Florida on the top. They're the defending national champions.
Look at that.
Auburn 2, Alabama tied with LSU for 3. So I got to coach Jonathan up there when it's tied. I know you're supposed to go in alphabetical order, but since we in Baton Rouge, you should have put LSU ahead of Alabama, right?
And
See, so he's correct going alphabetical order on the tie, but we're in Baton Rouge.
maybe Joe Oliva's best hire to date. The Orgeron.
It was by default.
Because the Alabama school, that guy came here
Coach Murphy, was
and
it?
then turned and left after
Well,
a
no,
day.
He wore the purple tie and did the deal.
He turned and the next day he left.
Yeah, by the way, I'm out of here.
I'm gone. And then they got Beth Torina, and she did great. She's done well.
I've been around Beth a couple of times at youth clinics. I had an opportunity to have some conversation with her and then watch her at work on the softball end before I got on the baseball end. And she's dynamite. I mean, what a nice person. What a great coach. We've seen that.
She can recruit. Go get
Great with
players.
the kids. Well, it's all about players, right? Players.
Yep.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll continue our run through the LSU athletic department. We'll fold in Ronnie Rance to talk about Paul Maneri's baseball team. He's also going to tell you about some special things coming up with the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. All of that and more when we continue to spread the roar here on Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
I knew I could get myself out of this. I just needed some hope and some help.
I took the first step to recovery when I made the call.
If you're depressed, drinking, and using drugs, you may need help. And the Affordable Care Act guarantees coverage of substance abuse. Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment.
I had problems just getting to sleep, drinking and using pills every night.
I feel like I'm losing control. I'm afraid I'll lose my job or even my family.
Are you losing hope? You can recover and get back on track. Call now for hope and help with proven, gentle recovery programs.
I never thought that I could be somebody who didn't drink and use drugs.
I have something to hold on to for strength. I'm in recovery, getting the help I need.
Call the Addiction, Hope, and Helpline now for a free assessment with someone who cares.
Call 800-383-8177. 800-383-8177.
My name is Dr. Nicole Rogers, and I'm here in Old Metairie, Louisiana at Hair Restoration of the South, where your hair is our care. And I'd like to invite you to come and visit and discuss various options for treatment of thinning hair. The These can include both medical and surgical options. You don't have to go straight to surgery. In the meantime, feel free to check out our website, hairrestorationofthesouth.com, and we look forward to seeing you soon.
Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. Beautiful views of Cypress Lake. 1, 2, 3-bedroom apartments are available. Stop by and see Cypress Lake Apartments. Give them a call at 225-293-6789 or visit online, cypresslake-apartments.net.
We continue with Tigers Roar. We continue our run through the LSU Athletic Department. We're joined by Ronnie Rance, Sports Shorts Radio, Sports Shorts TV, and the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation. Good evening, Ronnie. How are you?
Big lefty.
Doing fantastic.
We now have 3 left-handers on the air.
That's scary.
That's right.
That's a good thing, though. All with distinct ties to New Orleans, although yours and ours are a little deeper than his.
Jordy has a better left-handed jumper out of the 3 of us, but Tommy, I think I had you, man. I think I can take you.
You might have had me with the fastball, but not the change up in the curve.
But, I mean, I think I had you on the basketball court I'm talking
Oh,
about.
no way.
Yeah. I think I'm second team all district,
Okay, you have
high
me.
school.
All right, but I had you with the curveball and the changeup. Can I have something here? Come on, work with me.
All right. I'll give you the off-speed.
But you had me with the fastball. I'll give you that. Ronnie, a lot of expectations of a lot of fastballs from Alex Lang and the staff. I know you're going to be part of the first pitch banquet on Sunday night, the 29th. What can you tell everybody about the expectations and your very early read on this baseball team?
Well, we know that Paul Maneri is not shying away from the expectations. I mean, he's saying that they're as high as they've ever been, and he expects that this team is going to compete for a national championship. We know the polls say that, and the players really aren't shying away from it either. So they're not going in, playing that underdog role or looking at anybody in the SEC as a team that they feel like is better than them. They are going to be the hunted right from jump. And as well it should be, Tommy. I mean, I think that rarely, if ever, has LSU had the number of returning starters, 8 of 9 position players, top 2 relievers, the top 2 starters and a relief. I mean, they've got everybody back from a team that was very good a year ago and a top 8 national seed a year ago. So because of that, it should be Omaha or bust.
Every team has strengths. Every team has weaknesses. What do you think the weakness of this team that Paul Maneri and his staff are trying to figure out before they get rolling in February?
Well, on paper, the weakness is who's your third starter in the middle of your bullpen.
Okay.
But, I mean, I think you could say that probably every year, who's the third starter in the middle of your bullpen. And then the other weakness would be, some power. Outside of Dykeman in their lineup, where's the power going to come from? And because if you've only got one guy that can run it out the ballpark, teams can pitch around him a little bit. And being left-handed, no doubt Dykeman's going to get pitched around a little bit. So, we know they have a lot of speed, and we know there'll be some young players in this lineup. So can they generate, doubles, triples, homers to go along with the singles and the bunts and things that we know they're going to do?
Makes sense.
Well, Ronnie, practice will begin this Friday after Media Day, and then, of course, the banquet on Sunday night. And before we know it, the season will be here, as you mentioned, very highly ranked in all of the major polls. Lots of polls in baseball, but LSU's up near the top in all of them. Not as many SEC teams in some of the top 25 polls as in past years, and pretty much TCU on top no matter where you look. And, of course, the Tigers play them third weekend of the season over in Houston at the college baseball classic thing they got over there in Minute Maid Park. So, of course, we'll be talking plenty about baseball as all of that goes forward. Ronnie, what's the very latest with the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame Foundation?
Well, talking about baseball last night, I was in Lake Charles with the Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame. We did a Glory Road event from 6 to 8 p.m. at Walk-On in Lake Charles, the first of 6 around the state. And we had former Major Leaguer Terry Burrows was there. We had Glenn Cicchini, who's won 10 state championships at Barb in the last 25 years, 3 in a row. He was there. He's also been the USA national coach for the high school division the last 2 summers. And we had, Will Clark signed a bunch of stuff. So we had a little baseball theme going last night, although the big headliner last night was Charlie Alexander, Justin Vincent, and David LaFleur. They were the guys that people came to see and did a great job. But we're going to have another event like that in Baton Rouge, February the 16th, at Walk-Ons. Individual tickets are $75. Tables of 6 are $500. You get all-you-can-eat food and drink. We've got Dale Brown, Rudy Macklin. We've got Skip Burtman, Yvette Gerard, Tommy Hodson, and some others that will be there. And it's an opportunity to up close and personal, meet and greet, and hear some stories and hear from the legends themselves, as they'll be a part of a panel discussion that we'll have between 7 and 8. If you want tickets, go to lasportshall.com. That's Louisiana Sports Hall of Fame's website, lasportshall.com.
Let me just tell you, 7 to 8's not going to cut it. Dale and Skip? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a little bit of Rudy, Tommy, and Yvette, and then there'll be a lot of Dale.
Yeah.
Ronnie, I want you to tell us about Sports Shorts Radio and TV, then I have a question for you.
Yeah, Sports Shorts Radio, of course, Monday nights, 6 to 8 p.m. on ESPN Radio in Baton Rouge, and then Sports Shorts TV right here in Pelican, Mondays at 9, Tuesdays at 8.
All right, two and one, your TV show last week had its highest ratings of the year. Number 2.
Oh, were you on it?
Huh?
You were
I
on
just
it.
saw the ratings. Number 2, Ronnie, I want to know if you're concerned. Brent Musburger has retired. Is Joel Davis going to take his place at CBS?
I think if they can fire Brent Musburger for his quote-unquote controversial comments, which regardless of what you felt about him, I didn't think it was a fireable offense. But if they can fire Brent Musburger for what he said in the Sugar Bowl about the Oklahoma running backs, then Joel Davis has no chance of being hired, because we just could, just two episodes of Sports Shorts TV. If they scour that, he won't be politically correct.
Well, and of course, Musburger going to move to Vegas and start a gambling service.
Yeah, you already announced that.
Think about that.
That threw me. That was a curve to me.
Well, he's got everybody's phone number in his phone that he needs. He's going to have lots of info.
Oh, yeah.
Ronnie, as always, we appreciate it. Keep up the great work, and we'll talk again soon.
Brent Musburger's betting website or the Jimmy Ott Lock of the Week website? I wonder which one has a higher chance of getting
Wow, you're name dropping all over the place now.
I'm telling you, there's been some names fired.
Wow.
Thank you, Ronnie.
Wow.
Thank you, guys.
All right, yeah, Rance has got it going on there, don't he?
Name dropping.
Yeah, all right, well, that'll kind of put a wrap on the LSU Athletic Department. We got a couple of things for you. I want to do this, Jordy. Let's talk about the Super Bowl for a minute.
All right.
Over in Hammond, where I went to school, played a little ball, graduated the whole bit. There's a pretty good football tradition and history there. There's been a lot of guys who have
Strawberry Stadium
went on into the NFL.
Yep.
But Robert Alford, who's a Hammond High School product, had a great career at Southeastern, having a great career with the Atlanta Falcons, albeit a couple years in. He is the first former Lion to play in a Super Bowl. There you go.
There you go.
Robert Alford, you guys got to look there in his Lion uni and his Senior Bowl uni and a couple of Falcon uniforms. Great guy, Hammond High, Southeastern. And again, there's been quite a few Lions, not a whole lot, but not like an LSU number. There's been more than a couple handfuls of Lions that have played in the NFL. He's the first one to get to the Super Bowl.
Good
so
for him.
a
Good
tip
player.
of the hat to Robert Alford, and a really good guy. I know people, Jonathan, who works with us, they were in school together. They know each other, and he says he's just a great guy. But there's also a lot of flavor in the Super Bowl from Louisiana. There's
Sure
7 guys with ties, including Alford, in the Super Bowl, either on the Patriots or the Falcons roster, and we'll take a look at that now. A little
Debo.
LSU flavor for you, if you will.
The Falcons are rolling with LSU players.
I mean, they got them. We start off with the Patriot players. Ryan Allen, the punters from Louisiana Tech. Brandon Bolden, Scotlandville High School, but then to Ole Miss. Kiki Mingo, West Monroe and LSU. All those three guys.
After he left Cleveland.
Yeah, those 3 guys were on the Patriot roster. We mentioned Alford.
Look at these guys.
Jalen Collins from LSU. Tyson Jackson from West St. John and LSU. Debo Jones from Jesuit High School and LSU.
And if you remember, in the NFC Championship game, Jalen Collins, the strip and fumble recovery, Green Bay was coming down to score a touchdown early in the game. That was a game changer. Tyson Jackson got a rare sack of Aaron Rodgers, and Debo Jones run all over the place.
Well, you know, see, Brandon Bolden, Scotlandville High School.
Yep.
Okay, we here at Pelican have always televised Red Stick Bowl. Brandon played in that game. I announced that. I've announced like 12 of the 15 they've had. I announced that game, and I got to get with Coach Murphy to see if that's the first player who played in the Red Stick Bowl to get in the Super Bowl.
Call him
the
up.
Red Stick Bowl is a very popular event that Pelicans always supported and been involved with. Coach Barrett Murphy and his gang over there. So I got to check that with Coach Murphy. He could very well be the first Red Stick Bowler to end up in the Super Bowl.
Did you foresee that?
He was very good, and that was one of the Red Stick Bowls that was at Parkview Baptist, and he was like one of the better players on the field. And he had a good career at Ole Miss. I don't know, he wasn't All-American or anything like that, but he's up there with Belichick and company.
Tell us the stat about jerseys and why New England
the
ought to be
last
favored.
12 Super Bowls. You ready for this? The last 12 Super Bowls, team wearing a white jersey won 11 times. 11, and Falcons are the home team. It was their choice. They chose red.
I can't pull
and
for
the
the
Patriots will
Falcons.
play white.
I can't pull for the Falcons. I can't pull for New England either.
I'm glad you brought that up. You're not on Facebook. I am. On Sunday night, Monday, Facebook was littered with Saints fans wanting to vomit because the Falcons are in the Super Bowl. Can't pull for the Dirty Birds.
That's right.
Arguably the rivalry.
Can't do it.
The Saints have played no one in the NFL more than they played the Atlanta Falcons.
Can't pull
and
for
I'm thinking, they're in your division.
I can't pull for
It
them.
makes the division better.
No, it doesn't.
It makes the NFC better.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
I think New England's going to win, but
You
I'm not anti-Atlanta.
Can't pull. How many LSU fans will pull in against Alabama in the national championship game? Makes your division better. Makes you look better. No, it doesn't. You hate Alabama.
I think there were more pulling against them, but there was some saying I'm all for the SEC.
No, you hate them. Hate them. Hate them. Hate the Falcons. Hate them.
Did you hate Kentucky back in the basketball day?
Yeah.
I mean, they were the cream of the crop.
Yeah.
You and them y'all battled it out every year.
Doesn't bother me anymore.
No, but
then,
I mean, Kyle Macy's a good guy now, isn't he?
Kyle and I are good friends, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
back then, heck.
You know who was one of my favorite Kentucky players
Hate
back
him.
then? I know you know of him because he probably shot over you once or twice. James Lee.
James Lee? No, I never guarded him.
Lefty.
I never guarded. He was
I liked
about,
him because he was a lefty.
He was about 6'8", about 270.
Didn't he have like 40 points in the championship game one year against Duke?
No, that
or
was
something?
Jack Givens.
Jack Givens.
Goose
okay.
Givens. But James Lee was 6'8", about 260.
You didn't guard him?
No. We beat them when they won the national championship.
Yeah, I remember
But
all
he
that.
was a bad dude.
Yeah, so.
Bad dude.
But anyway.
Look, I get it off my chest, okay?
Go.
SEC basketball stinks. It stinks. Take Kentucky out of the picks.
And they got beat by Tennessee last
Take
night.
them out of the mix. It's bad basketball. It's just bad, and I don't understand it. I'm starting to think some of these high-profile coaches aren't so high-profile anymore.
Let me take you down this road.
Ben Howland?
Is it because they don't have the players top to bottom?
Well, they're not recruiting them.
Okay, well, some of these guys
In basketball, you don't have to be there 4 years.
You can turn around in a year.
In 1 year, one
Two
recruiting
players,
class.
Two guys,
Done.
2.5 guys. You can change it.
Not
right?
football where you got to develop
Grind it, yeah.
Basketball, you come in 1 year, you recruit that 1 year, you're good to go. It's bad. And I'm telling you, back in the day, I know everybody hates to hear.
I don't.
Back
I
in the
understand
day.
it. I understand
But I'm
it.
telling you.
Bama was good then.
Great.
Tennessee with the
Auburn
Ernie and
was
Bernie
great.
show.
Auburn was great. Freddie Mitchell and
Florida.
Stan Petkavich, Florida was the worst. They were the worst. Vanderbilt was always good. Always. Ole Miss was good.
Jan Van Brittikoff, a little bit older than you?
That was before my time.
A little bit older than you? Okay.
Yeah. They had Country Roads. I can't remember what his first name was. They were, Vandy was good. That's a tough place to play, and they'd sell it out. But the league used to be terrific. Terrific. Now it's pitiful.
Well, SEC is very good in many, many sports. Basketball's not one of them.
Football and baseball. Basketball?
Well, I mean, softball's got the
gymnastics,
track. LSU and Bama have both won golf titles as of recent.
Yeah.
Look at the gymnastics,
Bad
look
basketball.
at the softball, look at
not talented basketball players, other than Kentucky. I mean, the tip of the hat to them.
And like I said, they got beat by Tennessee last night.
That's going to happen.
It was in Knoxville.
Tennessee shot the lights out. And basketball's that one sport.
Well,
football.
It was in Knoxville.
Football, it's just not going to happen. Kentucky's not going to beat Alabama in football. They're just not going to beat Alabama. Basketball, one night, you shoot it good. Anything can happen.
We're going to come back.
It's like baseball. Run up against that picture that has it, that stuff one night, you're going to win.
When we come back, we're going to talk a little New Orleans Saints. We got some comments from Mickey Loomis. He talks about several things. LSU guys on the roster, the Pelicans, the Saints. He talks about a variety of things. Sean Payton, was he going to coach somewhere else? Drew Brees, are they worried about his contract? We got some New Orleans Saints stuff for you when we return after this pause on Tigers Roar. Stay with us.
Plus Benefits has an important message for all uninsured Americans. It's official. Health reform has now become law. Now, uninsured Americans can finally get the health coverage they need with significant prescription benefits. Have you been uninsured, denied coverage, or struggling to pay your health insurance? Well, not anymore. Now there's affordable options with real benefits for people just like you. We know health insurance cost and being denied coverage due to pre-existing conditions has created serious hardships for many Americans. But that's a thing of the past. If you're uninsured, struggling to afford, or have been denied health insurance, pick up the phone and call now. The call is free, and every caller will receive a free discount prescription savings card. Call Plus Benefits Health Insurance Helpline today and get the health insurance and prescription coverage you need. One call can change your life for the better.
Please call 800-351-1511. That is 800-351-1511.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
I work at Debbie's Bridal and she makes your dreams come true.
We continue with Tigers Roar, having some fun. Don't forget the original airing each week on a Wednesday night. Replays Thursday, Friday, Saturday. YouTube.com/Pelican Broadcasting. We appreciate you checking it out when you can. Jordy, this stuff smells so good.
Ooh, I'm about to sneeze. It's so spicy.
I opened the lid, and now we're smelling it even more. We got smell-o-vision going on.
This is some all the seasonings you need for your crawfish boil, and what Mike Tremonti's doing. Anyone that buys a live sack of crawfish, starting now till the end of, and crawfish season basically never ends. So
late June.
Throughout the course, now not with all the farms and all, they still got them. So anyway, for as long as you want it, you buy a sack of live crawfish. The seasoning is on Tremonti's. This whole container is all you need to season them up right, get them as spicy as you like. So that's just one of the many things that Tremonti's does. If you look at their website, tremontis.com, they're at 12451 Old Jefferson Highway. If you're familiar with Baton Rouge, it's Airline Highway, Segan Lane, Sherwood Forest. Come on down a little bit. That's Parkview Baptist Church and School. Come on down. There's Tremonti's. Everything you can fathom, they have on their website, from their Chairman's Reserve beef to their elixirs and fine spirits. Their wine selection is top shelf. They've got a little bit of everything. Daily lunch specials, food that's already prepared. All you got to do is stick it in the oven and cook it up, and you're easy breezy. To rotisserie chickens, they've got it all at Tremonti's. Go to tremontis.com.
Really good stuff. Highly recommend it. And get some of that sprinkle spice when you're over there. I'm putting it
There
on
you go.
everything. You got the crab ball, shrimp.
If you buy a sack of live crawfish, seasoning is on Tremonti's.
There you go. Nothing wrong with that. That's a pretty good deal.
You can take that home with you, okay? It's
Okay.
yours.
Well,
It's yours.
we figure out something
Yours.
to do with it.
You
I've
can
been
boil
known,
shrimp
I've been
with
known
that.
to boil something
Absolutely.
every now and then. New Orleans Saints. We all know 3 straight 7-9. They got rid of a couple of coaches. They're interviewing some guys now. Drew Brees with 1 year left on his contract, and general manager Mickey Loomis. Now, it has come to my attention this week. He's doing far less with the Pelicans than maybe some people thought. Doing very little, according to him.
According to him.
With the Pelicans.
Yeah.
That his focus and efforts with the New Orleans Saints. You not buying that? It doesn't look like anybody's doing anything with the Pelicans.
Thank you.
Okay.
They're getting better.
They're
getting better.
Cleveland, and
That's right.
they're tussling with Oklahoma City as we speak.
That's right.
So.
They got San Antonio coming Friday. How about that for 3 games in a week? Huh.
We'll see what the crowd looks like. But
Oh, it'll be
anyway, we
great.
want to share some
It'll be
comments with you. With the general manager of the New Orleans Saints and New Orleans Pelicans, Mickey Loomis.
In the process of making that decision, I can't really say right now that we haven't made that decision.
Mickey, I know that Sean said he doesn't want to address rumors and reports that he feels are inaccurate. Is there any chance you want to just kind of clarify anything or talk about any of the reports that have popped up?
Yeah, it's all inaccurate. So, don't talk to anybody about it. Yeah, I don't know where that stuff comes from, to be honest with you. No teams called me, and I haven't called any teams.
So why does that stuff keep popping up?
Well, look, I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But look, you can go around the league and look at and see all kinds of things like that. They come up and look, we're a business that everybody's interested in, and anytime a rumor or somebody reports something, no matter how far-fetched it may seem, it's important. And then once it gets on the internet, it spreads. And look, I get asked questions all the time about things that just seem so out of left field. But that's the nature of the business.
So it's fake news.
So, well, I don't know. It's fake news. Somebody hears something and they would just report it without, coming to a source and saying, hey, this is what I heard. Is it true? I never got a call about any of that stuff asking me if it was any truth to it before it got put out there in the public domain. So it is what it is. I don't lose any sleep over it.
How is Sean? Do you know how the search for filling his staff is going right now? Is he interviewing coaches here this week? Can you fill us in?
Yeah, we're in the process, and when we have some news to report, we'll let you guys know. But we're in that process. Well, I think this. Look, making the playoffs is a standard, right? That's when you feel like, hey, you've had some success, and then obviously, depending upon how you do in the playoffs, you feel even better. But if you don't make the playoffs, you don't feel successful. And so I think, hey, we don't feel successful, but I do feel like there's some good things that happen, some positive things that happen for our team this year, and things that we can build on.
What are some things you think you need to do to be successful?
Well, look, we've got to improve our team in a lot of areas, depth included. We've got to, we've got to find a way to stay healthier, I think, particularly on some of our key positions on defense. And it's also the learning process and developing players and getting more, improving our roster, again, particularly on defense, but we've got to get some depth on offense as well. So we've got a lot of things to do. Again, we're going through that evaluation process right now, so I don't have a 1 to 30 list yet, but we will have.
What might go into staying healthy? Is it just a breaks in the game thing, or is there something else to do?
Well, I think it is, in large part, luck of the draw, if you will. But we've got to pay attention to it. We've got to say, hey, what were the things that happened? What were the injuries that occurred? Is there a way we can handle it better? That's really what it comes down to. And I don't know that there is, but it's something we need to look at. And we look at it every year, but again, we need to look at it.
How would you evaluate Stephon Anthony for 2 years?
Yeah, again, we're in that process right now, so I don't want to speak about any players specifically, but we'll get to that.
I know you said you don't want to speak on anybody specifically, so I'm sorry to follow up with this, but last year, Drew, you all were negotiating a long-term deal. Do you think you'll do that again this offseason? Do you think you'll just play the final year of this deal and then reassess after the 2017 season?
Well, I think he's already addressed that, hasn't he? So, I don't have anything, to offer you in that regard. Drew's at that point in his career where, for him, I think it's how do I feel? He had a great season. He's planning on having another great season, and then we'll go from there.
Why would this year be different than last year? The circumstances are almost identical.
I don't know that it is. I haven't thought about it yet, Mike. But we just finished the season. We're just beginning the process of the upcoming season. So
Mickey, do you feel like you guys are closer maybe after this 7-9 than maybe the last two?
I think there's some positive things, and yes, I guess I would say yes, and yet, man, we're still 7-9. We are where we are. You know, our record is 7-9, and so that's not good enough to make the playoffs, and we've got to find a way to improve, and we will. So I don't really know how to answer that, other than to say that there are some things about our team that we feel really positive about.
Do you think that looking at some of the changes you made on the defensive staff that you're trying to accelerate the development of some of those young players as a part?
Well, we haven't made the changes yet. I mean, obviously we've had some terminations, but we've got to hire some people.
Is that what you're
certainly
looking
the
for?
makeup of our roster will help us determine. We're looking for good coaches that have some fresh ideas, and you know, look, we've got some great defensive coaches. Dennis Allen, Aaron Glenn, Peter Genta. You know, we've got some guys on defense that remain with us that have done will do a good job for us. So we're just looking at it.
Are you planning on making any changes to your scouting personnel department?
Well, now's not the time to talk about that, but I'm not planning on it.
Mickey, we get asked a lot about there's no LSU players on this roster. How would you answer that?
Well, look, there's a lot of good LSU players in the league and guys that we have coveted, and yet, you know, it's kind of luck of the draw, you know, in the draft. You know, at the time that we're picking, you know, we don't necessarily have them on our board, or they got taken just before. And there's a lot of circumstances that are arising that, you know, causes not to have an LSU player. It's not because we don't think they're good players, that's for sure.
So there's a lot of guys this year, though.
Yeah, there's a lot of players. And look, they've had a lot of good players there, and guys that have been very successful in our league, and guys that we liked a lot and had, you know, really good grades on them. But, you know, just the circumstances when I was thinking we only have, you know, 7 picks a year.
And Ogeron was on the staff once.
Yeah.
I see, you know, you take advantage of that because of the fact that maybe he gets a little bit more insight on the player?
Well, we have a good relationship with Ed, and look, wherever he's been, he's always been really open with, you know, telling us about players and how he feels about them, and I wouldn't expect anything different. But we have a good relationship with Ed. I just saw him, you know, a week or so ago, and really happy for him and his opportunity to be head coach at LSU. I don't know that it feels any different than any other year. Look, I'm always optimistic. You know, I'm always, when I look back, I look at the good things that have happened. We don't ignore the negative, but look, I think more about the positive things that we can build on. And so I don't know that it feels a lot different. Look, we know we got work to do, and you know, we'll attack it and be aggressive about it.
Mickey, how would
you know, when you have cap room, you can be a little more aggressive.
So Mickey, with the new staff additions, is there a drop dead date that you guys want to have them in by? I mean, do you want to?
No, listen, I think it's more important to get it right than it is to be in a hurry. And look, Sean's really diligent about you know, background and understanding the guys that you know he's interviewing, and so again, it's more important about getting the right guy than it is about doing it in a quick manner.
You guys will be able to find a lot of value last year with Milana, Stupar, Robertson. What was different about the evaluation process last year, being able to scoop those guys up?
I don't think there was anything really different. I think we've had a lot of success over the years. You know, getting players that can contribute, and obviously you want to get a good contract. You want to get something that makes sense for your team, and sometimes the circumstances that what you have available dictate that. But I think we've got an attractive place. You know, we've got an attractive franchise. We've got an attractive coaching staff, and you know, good locker room. So I think it's a place that you know, players want to come to, and you know, that's a starting point.
Mickey, how important is this week to just the whole pre-draft process?
Yeah, you know, it's important, but I think every element as we go, you know, from now until the draft is important. we get the chance to interview players here. We get a chance, obviously, to it's a first exposure for our coaches. But every step along the way now, including last week at the East-West game, we were well represented with our scouting staff there. Here, the combine, the interviews that we're going to do. When we bring guys in, all of it's important. Every piece of information is important in terms of who we draft.
The Giants got relatively healthy on defense by spending some money in the offseason. Is something like that possible here?
I don't know.
You mentioned Dennis Allen.
Interesting offseason coming up for those New Orleans Saints, huh?
Picking number 11 in the first round, and I thought, an interesting comment. You hear what Dabo Swinney had to say?
No, what did Dabo say?
He's at the Senior Bowl, and of course he wants to pump up his players. They said, I'll tell you this, Cleveland Browns, because Cleveland asked Deshaun Watson to participate in the Senior Bowl. He said, no, not going to do it. Dabo came out to Cleveland, went to Cleveland and said, you know what, if you skip on Deshaun Watson, you'll be skipping on Michael Jordan.
Oh, he's high on him, but I think he's even higher than you would expect the coach to be about his own guy.
I'm a big Deshaun Watson fan. I think he's going to be
if
terrific.
I'd had a Heisman vote, I'd have voted for him. I said that in November, December. It's not like I'm saying that now.
I think he's going to be terrific. But interesting to see what the Saints. Once again, it's another year. Just like the Pelicans need a small forward that can score, Saints need a pass rusher. We've been saying that for years and years.
Well, as we know, the Atlanta Falcons made the Super Bowl. And the Pro Bowl will be played this week.
Yeah.
So Matt Ryan, quarterback of the Falcons, cannot participate in the Pro Bowl. Drew Brees slides on in.
Yeah.
His 10th Pro Bowl selection, 9th time with the Saints, one with the Chargers back earlier part of his career. And the Purdue product, that's the same stadium LSU whipped Louisville in. That's where the Pro Bowl will be Sunday night.
No more Hawaii. How about that? It's in Orlando.
It was in New Orleans one year. You remember that? It was in the Superdome.
I don't remember.
Early
that.
80s.
I don't
Look it
remember
up.
that at all.
79, 80, 81, something like that.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, because our punters were all trying to hit that screen.
Yeah.
I think Ray Guy hit it, but not in the game. 10th time to the Pro Bowl. Drew Brees locked for the Hall of Fame.
No question. And look, Saints are going to end up having to draft a quarterback, but they can't draft it early because I think Drew's got about 2, maybe 3 more years left in him.
I think that's top end.
Oh, I agree. I think he's got 2 for sure.
Yeah, so there you go with Drew Brees making it on over to the Pro Bowl. The only Saint, as of yet, and I guess it's probably too late to fill in now.
What does that tell you?
7-9 3 years in a row. Didn't you end up with an alternate getting in, although some would have argued Brees deserved to be in prior to the...
Well, look at the 2 quarterbacks in the NFC. Rodgers and Ryan.
Pretty good.
It's pretty good. It's tough to beat those this year.
Before we go to break, your thoughts on the conference championship games?
Boring. The whole NFL playoffs, except for Dallas, Green Bay, have been blowouts. They hadn't even been close.
Kansas City-Pittsburgh game was close.
That was kind of the...
It was too cold to watch that.
The 2-point conversion because of the holding play. Okay, but it's been boring to me. I mean, the game's been over before halftime. So I'm hoping Super Bowl 51, the number 1 offense in the league against the number 1 scoring defense. Belichick and Brady going up against Quinn, the coach for Atlanta, who's now in his 3rd Super Bowl in 4 years. He, of course, was the defensive coordinator for the Seattle Seahawks. Should have beaten Tom Brady, except for the stupidest play call in the history of the Super Bowl. The stupidest call ever.
Come on.
No, that's the stupidest call ever. Name one that tops that. You can't.
Well, no, I can't right now.
No, you can't. That's the stupidest call ever. Anyway, I'm hoping for a good game. I really am. But it's all the favorites won. It's just.
Yeah, and Patriots are 3-point favorites. Highest over and under total 58.5. It breaks the record. Colts and Saints with 57.5 in Super Bowl 44.
And they were under that.
Yeah,
they didn't get to 57.
So we'll see what happens. My early call is the Patriots. Yeah, just hard to go against Brady and the machine that is the Patriots. But you never know, something may happen.
You like the white jersey. That's what you're making.
No, it ain't the jersey. Ask Jerry DiNardo.
No, you said 11 out of the past 12 that wore white won.
The
and
winning
Patriots
team
are wearing white.
They were, but the Falcons had choice and went with the red.
Is Lady Gaga going to be any good?
Who's that?
That's the halftime show.
You're kidding me.
No.
No, it's not.
Get that computer.
Lady
look it up.
Gaga is the halftime show.
Google on the computer.
I will not watch the Pro Bowl or the Super Bowl halftime show.
No.
Why would the NFL do that? I guess I better.
Google it. Make sure I'm right.
No, I'm sure you are.
I am right.
I'm not doubting you. I couldn't tell you a song she did. I have heard of
Who
her.
would be your ideal halftime show?
Led Zeppelin.
Led Zeppelin.
You asked.
I did ask. That's fine.
My favorite band of
That's
all
fine.
time, but
That's fine.
they'd have to do it with John Bonham's son Jason now on the drums.
I wish Michael Jackson would come back. I wish he
did some
He
good
was pretty darn good, man. He was pretty
I
good.
thought the one in New Orleans after 9/11 with U2 wasn't bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not bad.
That's hard to
and that's
pick.
subjective too.
I mean, more people watch this. You can't please everybody. It's all
that's
subjective.
true.
You can't please
But
everybody.
I'm an old rock and roller,
Yeah.
you know. I mean, you put
Lily Axe.
Lillian Axe, Texas Club Friday night.
How about
I'm in
them?
there.
They would do it?
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Okay.
Stevie Blaze played the national anthem on his guitar at a voodoo game some 10 years ago. I saw it on YouTube the other night. It's phenomenal.
The voodoo. What is
the New Orleans voodoo?
The voodoo.
Did you
Their
go to any
history.
of them games?
No, indeed.
Huh?
No, I did not.
Well, I didn't know if maybe your duties required you to go to one of those.
No. I had to go see the, what was the hockey team in Baton Rouge? The
Kingfish.
Kingfish. I had to go do that one time. I had to get on the ice and do a report.
No, you didn't.
Oh, yeah. I said, this ain't happening. Never again.
But anyway, Lillian Axe at the Texas Club Friday night.
You'll be there. You'll be the MC, I bet.
I'm introing them. How about that? And of course, Stevie Blaze. I should have said that picture. I should have said
He
that
was
picture.
here on the show.
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
a picture of the three of us on this set. One of the best guitar players in the world. Texas Club Friday night.
Misery. Every time I see I keep
Tickets
singing
will
Misery.
be available at the door if you don't have them already. So you'll run into me over
So
there.
you want Led Zeppelin, I want Michael Jackson. Halftime.
Quite
show.
a contrast.
No. Let Whitney Houston sing the anthem. I'll be good to go.
Put together, Led Zeppelin and Michael Jackson sold a few albums.
Quite a few.
Put together. That would be a big
Whitney
number.
Houston, greatest national anthem ever.
It's up
That
there.
was good. Man.
No, that
was good.
That lady could sing.
As compared to Carl Lewis. You ever heard him sing the national anthem?
I don't want to.
That's Dale Brown's good buddy. Carl Lewis.
You know what I remember about
It was
Carl
awful.
Lewis at LSU?
He's pretty fast.
He was at the box, the new box, to throw out the first pitch.
It was awful.
No, he had the ball in his hand, and when they said, and here's Olympian Carl Lewis, whatever, on the pitching rubber, he got in the track sprint stance, like in the blocks, but it was a pitching rubber, and he ran the ball to home plate.
Oh, that's awesome.
I'm serious. That's the
awesome.
new box. I was there.
That's all. I also saw. I think was it a gymnast that did the flip
That
and
was at
then
a
threw
major
it?
league game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, but Carl Lewis sprinted it from the.
That's smart. Because he can't throw.
No, he can't. He went 60 feet 6 inches. He sprinted
Did he pull a hammy?
He handed it to the catcher.
Did he pull a
He
hamstring?
didn't go that fast.
You know,
You could have beat him.
I was thinking about this. I brought this up on one of my radio shows. Must-see stuff. Like, to me, whenever Pistol Pete played in college, that was must-see, right? Another one, Michael Jordan in the NBA, must-see stuff. I thought Mike Tyson was must-see because he's going to knock somebody out quick. You got to watch it. You got to watch it.
I got a Mike Tyson story, but go ahead.
Usain Bolt. To me, that's must-see. He's the fastest guy on the planet ever. That's must-see. What's your must-see?
Must-see. I've never seen Tiger Woods hit a golf ball in person, and I was at the U.S. Open in 07 at Oak Mountain. He was there, but he was like late, and I was there early. I never saw, even on the driving range, I wanted to see him hit a golf ball because they talk about, it sounds different with him or whatever. And I think I would have wanted to see Nicklaus in his prime.
You know who else was must-see to me? This may sound crazy, but the Honey Badger, that 1 year at LSU, he was spectacular.
See, I'm thinking baseball guys. I mean, I'd love to really watch Rod Carew hit or a hitting tape with Rod Carew or Tony Gwynn or
Babe
somebody
Ruth,
like
man.
that.
Come on, the
Babe
Bambino.
Ruth, yeah, well, he just knocked the ball out of the
Well, that's
ball.
all I want to see. That's all I want to see.
Yeah,
But that's
Mike Tyson story. Ready?
Yes.
I'm in Washington, D.C. at a national recreation meeting. I was once the president of the Louisiana Recreation and Park Association, so I'm representing our state with all the congressmen and all this stuff. And a bunch of us went out one night. It was the night Tyson was fighting Buster Douglas.
Gotcha.
Wherever that fight was. So we
China or
we
somewhere.
go out, okay? We come back to the hotel. Well, naturally, I'm like, okay, let's go to the bar here. Let's get one more before we call it a night. So it's like 4 of us go sit down, and we order a drink, and the girl comes by to get the order, gonna order a drink. And I said, hey, by the way, I said, you happen to know who won the fight tonight? Was it Tyson or Douglas? She goes, oh, Douglas knocked him out. And then she walked away with our order, and I'm thinking, she doesn't know anything about sports. Yeah. She just told us that Douglas knocked Tyson out. She was correct.
Yes,
and I remember telling the guys, can you believe that girl doesn't know anything about sports?
I remember when that happened, and I'm like, wait, let me read that again. Let me make sure I read correctly.
No,
I didn't think anybody.
I asked the wrong person.
I think anybody could beat Tyson.
Oh,
anybody.
I've asked the wrong person.
That's a scary dude.
Oh,
that was a scary dude.
Not that I'm some boxing guy, but up until that night, I didn't think there was a human on the planet that could get in that square ring and beat him.
Who wanted to? Who wanted to get in there? Oh, my God. Just you're picking up a paycheck, and half of it's going to the plastic surgeon to repair the damage.
It was
anyway.
Something. I don't know. Ali,
I don't know why I thought about that.
Ali in his prime, Tyson.
Oh, yeah, Ali was
who gets that? Ali in his prime, floating like a butterfly, stinging like a bee.
I don't think Tyson could hit him. I think he'd jab and move.
And I think Ali would outsmart him.
Yeah, oh yeah, jab and move.
And
frustrate him.
Then Tyson would lower his hands for about a fourth of a second, and that jab would go kaboom. Yeah. And then that next second, that roundhouse was going to put Tyson down.
Yeah.
I'd vote for Ali against Tyson.
Ali in his prime.
In his prime,
sweet.
Sweet. But anyway, all right, we're going to take our final break of the evening. We'll
about
continue.
That for some Tigers Roar.
Yeah, well, you never know where it's going. We'll continue with Tigers Roar, having some fun here on Pelican Sports TV. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Krysan, do stay with us.
Hello. Hola. Ni hao.
Experience what the Baton Rouge International School can offer your children. Now welcoming displaced students for short and long-term stability.
Acord Eye Clinic Vision Source is located on Perkins Road in Baton Rouge, offering full-service optical and lab work. Dr. Shonda Acord and the professionally trained staff pride themselves on service, complete eye exams, help with contact lenses, and selection of frames featuring Silhouette, Gucci, Jimmy Choo, and all the top lines. State-of-the-art equipment including Optimap, which digitally photographs your retina. Call Acord Eye Clinic for an appointment, 225-767-3937. That's 225-767-3937. Visit the website, visionsource-br.com. All patients of all ages are welcome. Acord Eye Clinic, Vision Source.
Hello, my name is Debbie. Welcome to Debbie's Bridal, a Formal Affair.
My name's Raven. I work at Debbie's Bridal, and she makes your dreams come true.
Perkins Road Veterinary Hospital is a full-service veterinary hospital committed to your pet's health. We offer advanced diagnostic and therapeutic medical services, laser surgery, dog and cat diets, and treats, along with stress-free boarding. Dr. Ritchie sees patients for routine checkups to keep your loved ones happy, also advanced medical and surgical cases. We have separate condos for cat boarding and large climate-controlled canine boarding. Our boarding dogs get to have fun in a very large play yard several times a day. Laser therapy is a service that we offer to heal wounds and help our patients that suffer from chronic pain. Laser therapy is a wonderful adjunct treatment for neurologic and arthritic pain with no side effects.
Your pets are family members and deserve the best and highest quality of care. Dr. Ritchie and his staff greatly respect the human-animal bond and are committed to exceeding your expectations. Cypress Lake Apartments are conveniently located off Segan Lane in Baton Rouge. Come see this community, which has many amenities including swimming pools, fitness room, playground, and much more. Beautiful views of Cypress Lake. 1, 2, 3-bedroom apartments are available. Stop by and see Cypress Lake Apartments. Give them a call at 225-293-6789 or visit online, cypresslake-apartments.net.
Since 1986, the family dental practice of Dr. Farrell Frugier, with state-of-the-art building and technology, and our highly trained staff have been dedicated to providing care and treatment to our patients of all ages. The experience and advanced training in cosmetic and restorative dentistry, TMJ, and treatment of snoring and sleep apnea allows Dr. Frugier to assist you in achieving the best in dental health. Call us today at 225-292-9700 to schedule your initial evaluation because we know how to make you smile.
WUBR, the radio station, part of the project over here, part of the operation. CBS Sports Radio, 9:10 a.m. WUBR, get the free TuneIn app. You can also, if you're just at the computer, just type tunein.com, search WUBR, bookmark it, make it a favorite on the app. And you've got the Jim Rome Show, Monday through Fridays from 11 to 1. Local lineup, the gentleman to my left, Jordy Hultberg, the Bud Man, Buddy Sanji.
How come you always say that with much more enthusiasm than you say me?
Who?
You go, the Bud Man.
Jordy Hultberg.
Hey, that's better. Come on.
Friday, Dave Scandaliato, payafterwin.com. Carlos Brown on Saturdays. Louisiana Music Hall of Fame radio through tonight. Houston Astros baseball coming up in MLB season. Check it out. Spread the word. Both Buddy and I will broadcast live from the Recruiting Bash downtown next Wednesday.
So glad y'all are
1st.
doing that. So
all right, Jordy, we had a fun show tonight. We wandered
Always
around
fun.
a little bit. We appreciate Sam Spiegelman of SEC Country. Check him out there, Ronnie Rance, and all that good stuff. And the crew
Don't forget
around
the
here put a lot of work.
post-game show Saturday after LSU versus Texas Tech.
3
Fingers
o'clock,
across. Fingers
okay?
crossed
A
on
little
that.
radio TV. Give us a call. Shoot us a text. We're going to run it down for you. Don't forget about Tremonti's meat and seafood. And
It's boil, guaranteed to make your crawfish, your shrimp, whatever you got, taste a whole lot better. And they're going to give this away if you buy a sack of live crawfish. Whatever you do, as many as you want, they're going to give you this as well. So there you go. Compliments
All
of
right,
Tremonti's.
good stuff right there. So, Jordy, again, we'll talk to folks Saturday, 3 o'clock. That's radio and TV. Simulcast, do check us out. Basically, right after LSU Texas Tech gets done, we'll be glad to have you join us.
Yes, it'd be
It'll
great.
the TV will be on Sunday morning 9, Sunday morning 10, Sunday mid-morning it'll be at YouTube. Watch it at your convenience.
Just go look on your computer. They'll tell you.
All right, good stuff tonight.
Thank you.
Fun
You
show.
too. You too.
Yeah, we had
See you
some fun
soon.
with you. We'll do this all again soon. Takes a lot of people to put this thing together. We appreciate all the good folks at Pelican. Most importantly, we appreciate you for watching, listening, spreading the roar. Jordy Hultberg, Tommy Christ, and we will talk to you again soon. Thank you.
If you've been injured in an accident and you won your case, we can get you your cash fast.
I called Penn Funding and had my money fast.
If you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, Penn Funding can get you paid in one lump sum.
Instead of my small monthly payments, Penn Funding got me my money when I needed it the most.
Turn your small monthly settlement payments into one large cash payoff right now. If your case is settled, you qualify. And no one can get your money faster than Penn Funding. There's no risk, obligation, or out-of-pocket cost when you make this life-changing call.
I called, answered the questions, and received my cash payoff quickly.
Need cash for your children? To fix your car, pay the bills. If your case is settled and you're a victim of an accident, bad drug case, or any other legal settlement, it's your money. Call Penn Funding now.
Call 800-825-1325, 800-825-1325.